So welcome back to the second semi-final. Eddie Barker at the table, taking on Northern Ireland's Declan Brennan. We've just seen Giuseppe d'Imperio beat Sean Story 10-8 in a huge battle. Very impressive from Giuseppe to make the final. Can Eddie Barker take out the favourite, Declan Brennan? We'll see once again a race of 10. Eddie, the comeback kid, came back from the dead last night to beat Zach Shepherd 9-8. Declan, however, a much easier evening for him, beating Ben Doyle 9-0. Had to feel for Ben there. A couple of chances early, combined with dry breaks and a Declan Brennan masterclass. All happened at the same time. The perfect storm, if you will. And Ben Doyle was on the end of it. Could have happened to anybody. Not quite sure what Eddie Barker was trying to do there. But I can tell you this, it's not worked. Big shot now required from Eddie. Yellow at the top. And he has to get on that yellow just beneath the 8-ball. I don't know whether he's got to belt this in and come off two rails. Come across the left-hand side of the table. We'll go in the bottom right. A lot tighter if he goes into the bottom left. So I suggest 2 or 3 cushions here, side to side. Try and get on the left-hand side of the table. Well, missed the pot. Didn't have the angle either. So it is Declan Brennan now comes to the table. No finish on, but he'll look at that as a fairly strong position where he can now manoeuvre his reds into potting position and keep Eddie Barker tied up. Jackie just developing those reds. Well, don't think that yellow being behind those reds will be doing Eddie Barker any favours whatsoever. Just gives Declan more time to manoeuvre. think Decky's considering just playing red into the yellow and pushing Eddie's other yellow into this pack of reds. Well, I think if you're Eddie Barker now, he's left you cut on that yellow. I think you throw your arm at this and have a roll of the dice because you're just waiting to be done else where those reds are. There's no point in, you know, you've got 2 balls against Declan's 7. You're not going to win a tactical battle. Have to do something, and I agree with that. He's been a bit unlucky there. There was just no point in Eddie trying to play any tactics because it's just basically you're waiting for the inevitable. And at least you give yourself some sort of chance. You never know. Eddie going to have to give this a bit of a ride. Off it goes. Is it going in the middle? Oh, what an effort. Well, well, well. And it was worth the effort. Just didn't quite come off there for Batman. And Declan Brennan will have his chance. Nicely done there by Decky. Just picks that one off the rail. Simple stuff now. And this is what he did very well last night. Every time he had any sort of a little chance, it was mopped up with precision. He's so clinical. And this is a man bang in form this season. And a simple tap in, and it will be the destroyer that goes 1-0 up here in Ennis, County Clare. Declan Brennan breaking off frame 2. Already pinched the first one. His break was so good last night. But is it going to be dry? It is. And look at the split. Yeah, shake of the head. Oof. We can make a case for both colour here. They're easy, really. In the grand scheme of things, I know it's a world semi-final, but these are a dream split. Everything just, well, alone. Nothing to break out at all. Nothing on a cushion. Probably the 8-ball, the hardest ball on the table. 𝗍𝗏𝗍 now. A little look over there for a later shot. Oh, 𝗍𝗏𝗍𝗘. Looking at the angle he wants to come down to the 8-ball. Sure he wants to just get behind it and just dribble it into that middle bag. 𝗍𝗏𝗍's dry break. He didn't have a lot of those last night. Could be haunting him here. Big shot here for 𝗍𝗏𝗍𝗘. And he has got behind the 8-ball. Simple tap in the middle now for Eddie to level things up. Both players losing their break frame. And in it goes. 𝗍𝗏𝗍𝗘 has levelled things up as Stephen Jameson has rejoined me.
Very good evening to you, Mr. Holgate. But I just feel with the form Declan's shown this year, he's been almost in a league of his own. He's been in a league of two. It's him and Tom Cousins as the best two players in the world. They're almost in their own little stratosphere compared to everybody else. And in a race to 10, big stakes, arena match.
Yeah, I think obviously exactly right what you say there, JMO. And also because of the length of the race as well. You know, on normal Ultimate Pro matches are sort of races to 8 around there. And we have the odd tournament that goes up to this sort of distance, but you have to favour 𝗍𝗏𝗍𝗃. But a lot's going to depend on the break, as it always does in these big matches. Yesterday, Declan could do no wrong with his break. His opponent could do no right. Declan had a huge break in his first one there. Nothing went in. Tap in finish for Eddie. Eddie's just broke off. Makes a ball. And has first dibs. A little bit of side on this. Wants to kick the red away from the black. Pot this in the corner.
That's a lovely shot. He wants it to hold up. Just kept on rolling that, didn't it?
So 𝗍𝗏𝗍𝗘 looks like he'll have to play the plant, I think. Pass that middle into the right-hand centre. So a little bit of a tester. Doesn't look too bad. Oh, he's gone in the bottom corner. Oh, great pot.
Fabulous pot.
Fooled me. Completely fooled me.
Back on track as well is the Batman. Half man, half bat.
So there's a band called, they're actually called Half Man Half Biscuit. It's true.
Oh yeah.
I remember seeing. I've actually heard one of their songs. Actually, it's awful, but no. But I thought that's what a bizarre name for a band.
There's a fair few.
Well, if you
bizarre
actually were a
names for
half man
bands,
and a
if-
half biscuit, I mean, you wouldn't be very good going out in the rain, would you? Just trying to walk home being half a biscuit.
No, you'd be a very soggy biscuit.
Exactly. Talking of soggy biscuits, Simon Webb's at home. Watching, hopefully. Hello to Simon, our great friend and broadcaster, commentator, presenter. No, Eddie Barker. Tricky just to get from this red to the other one. I think he's going to have to come up, pot this one in the middle, come back up the table. Oh dear. Oof. Is he touching? He can't be. He is touching the black ball. He has to play away. Nightmare.
The Batman trying in vain to find a safe spot on the table, but there were very, very few safe spots.
Altered position once again for 𝗘𝗃𝗲𝗍.
Yeah, not completely unsolvable. It's a delicate one that he's played well.
Well, got himself out of a little hole there, Declan Brennan. This for 2-1. And down goes the 8-ball. And it is 𝗘𝗃𝗲𝗍 that goes into 2-1 lead. And Declan to break off. Doesn't want another dry one like he had last time. Makes a couple of balls. Nothing particularly easy though. Looking at the layout, I think red's probably, just by the placement of where the cue ball is, the easiest ball to pot to start with. He could take the yellow that's in nearest him, cut it into the top left if he wants to take yellows, but the same problem for both colours is the red and the yellow on the right hand rail. Obviously 2 reds at the top are a bit sticky, but so is the yellow next to them. Well, he's pulled back the reins, not going game. Throws the table to Eddie Barker. What will Batman make of it? And I'm guessing not a lot.
Tricky first shot for Declan Brennan, but he's fielded that pretty well, you would suggest. Sort of straps in for the long haul, which is what this semi-final is likely to be.
Can Eddie get into that red from this one in the middle? If he can, he needs to hit it half ball. There is a danger that could double kiss and leave the red where it is. Or does he just pop it in and play the double? Moving it, there's just no guarantee where the red will go. He's just going to play the double now instead. Knocks it in. Still not easy. Sure, that red near the black ball doesn't go into the bottom right. It certainly doesn't go into the right hand centre. So he's going to have to play the other red into the centre pocket. But the cue ball is on the rail. So very interesting to see how Eddie's going to get position. He's going to have to get that cue right up in the air and dig this into that middle bag. Now you see cue in the air. Great pot. Still didn't get enough on the cue ball. No shot. The only shot I can see is hit the red ball, a half ball into the yellow that's above the one in the middle. Cue ball then, the red ball then goes into the right hand rail and goes over towards the top left hand corner. It's one completely off the top shelf. Only required, it does come with a security key that's very hard to find. Eddie probably hasn't seen it. I don't know. He's going to try and play the skill shot here, I think. Pop the yellow with the red and get the red to follow in. Very, very tricky from there. Oh, what a shot. Wow.
Fantastic from the Batman.
Yes, put my shot away and lock it back in the cabinet again. Maybe come out in 20 years' time when required. But now, still tricky for Eddie Barker. Doubled black ball, bottom left-hand corner. Might even go to the treble because it's slightly a big pocket. Might go twice across here into the bottom right where that yellow is. He's gone for that.
Oh, that was so close.
Oh, an inch, or sorry, millimetres lower, and that's in.
Yeah, that's really, really close.
Yeah, that's tough on Eddie because played a fabulous shot, the one before it.
Yeah, he did. He did. Declan will be straight into pounce. He will not mess about here.
Great shot there by 𝗘𝗃𝗲𝗍. In goes to black ball. Brennan goes 3-1 up.
Every time you are playing a player with just the sheer quality of Declan Brennan, because you know any mistake that you make, he is going to be all over you.
Good break from Eddie. Yellows look the more pleasant. Eddie agrees. Nice to see a battle of the glove-wearing players.
Well, did you ever wear a glove, Tony?
Only when driving.
I'll be honest. I simply didn't expect that answer.
No, not for... To be fair, when I played 9-ball in the States briefly, I did try glove there with the bigger cue because it did tend to get a bit sticky, and I used a loop bridge as well, playing American pool.
Did you?
Yes.
Okay.
So I did tend to use it on occasion there, but not for playing our brand of pool.
Yeah.
No.
I think Declan's found really good success with it. And
Oh, golf as well. I did play with... You played with a glove at golf. But just
Okay.
the one. In the left hand.
not two.
No.
Okay.
No, that was driving.
Okay, yeah, got you.
Back there again.
Yeah, okay. Understood. Declan Brennan at the table. 3-1 to the good. It's a nice flick. It's a lovely shot.
Yeah, he just... I bet for a second there he thought he was going to go straight into that red ball, but he's okay. And this is what he did last night against poor old Ben Doyle.
Yeah.
He was so clinical.
Just thought the same thing.
Every little mistake, any tiny miss was pounced on by the destroyer and punished to the hilt.
Yeah, wasn't it just it was just relentless as well. That was the thing.
Just look at the control with that shot there. When he's played that ball down the rail, but he's played it firm, but dug so deep to get the cue ball back. Just a very polished passage of play last night from Declan, and it just feels like he's just shifting through the gears now. Is it his destiny, the world title this year? Being a man in incredible form all season. The only player to try and chase 𝗏𝗃𝗏 for that #1 spot, and he's been closing in on him. Nearly overhauled him, and then 𝗏𝗃𝗏 decided to win a tournament.
Well, they've
Like he
they
does.
played in that magnificent final, didn't
Yeah.
they? A couple of months ago now, which was just sensational.
Yeah, it was absolutely brilliant. It was one of my favourite ever games to commentate on, I have to say.
Yeah, it was just box office.
Again, this is so nicely picked off. You know, this was no tap-in finish. Yes, they're all open, but it's the ball-to-ball link and the way Declan gets his position and his control. And that is really, really nice there. 4-1 now, Brennan.
Booming break from the destroyer. Gets a ball, gets a chance. It will... Oh, I say gets a chance. That yellow's floated away off the top rail, and I don't think he's got a shot.
Can he see enough of it to chop it back, or will he have to play a double?
Oh, I think there's some real scope for... Yeah, he's not going to take these on, surely. Difficulty is hiding the white is so difficult because
That's
there's
what I mean.
Ball hanging over each of the bottom pockets.
Yeah, they certainly can't cut it back. Well, he's going to try and hide it. Would that be a tempter for Eddie? Because you could swing that cue ball out of that gap and go for the yellow over the back. Tough shot. I don't see where Eddie can hide, because you've got to make contact with the cushion. And where Declan's left him, because he pinged that red out of there to make sure Eddie can't use that. I think Eddie's got to try and attempt a pot. Playing a double, I think. Yeah, he's done well there.
Yeah, there's some mileage in this frame now. There is some mileage.
Now he's left a bit stuck out. Or is that intentional?
I think Declan's baiting. I think he's dangling the proverbial carrots.
Yeah, if I'm Declan, I want Eddie to take on yellows now and pot this ball over the bag.
Yellows are so tough.
But could Eddie come cushion first into the yellow and straight into that cluster over there? I think at 4-1 down, you've got to start taking a few chances. Here we go, he's having a go. He's gone for the cluster. Well, didn't go in the 100 mile now, but he's landed on a yellow into the middle. If he pots that, pushes forward, he could double another one. I mean, they are, albeit very tough, but you can pick these off. Playing the loss of turn. Do you know what? I'm going to question that. I know you have to get rid of that, but you're leaving Declan Brennan a pot into the middle. He makes that pot. You know how well he's playing. I mean, when I said take a gamble, it wouldn't be that way around. I'd have rather had a go at the balls. You know, you're betting on Declan Brennan missing that in the middle. He gets that red, he'll be on the next one, and he'll get up to the top of the table, roll that one up the top rail, and then be back behind that plant. And that plant is not that tough. It's nearly straight.
Yeah.
Depending, let's say if Decky gets bad position on it, then different kettle of fish. But Eddie's gambling on Declan missing his pot. Oh, he's gone for the double. He didn't miss that either.
Bang.
Jeepers creepers. Yeah. Wow.
Super double. Reds are still really tough, though.
Yeah, but
the way that he's playing, you sort of back him to get anything.
It's scary. It really is. If you're Eddie, you know, if you're not playing Declan Brennan or you're not playing Tom Cousins, I don't mind that shot he played, but Decky's playing out of his skin at the moment. You know what? If I'm going to beat Declan Brennan, I'm going to have to do it by knocking in silly finishes left, right and centre. It's just going to have to be my night, the way I would look at it. Because this fella's not missing anything.
No, he isn't. He's playing mini clip. It's just lethal.
You know, it's basically Eddie saying, right, there you go and get them then. And Declan's going, okay, thank you. And if he gets these now, Declan, Eddie's now going to think, well, I better not do that again. So then Eddie's then going to start changing his game and his thinking, which halfway through a world semi is not good. Has he overrun it? He's trying to stop it with his hand. Ooh, that's tight. I think he's okay. You can see there when he hit it, Declan put out his hand to stop the cue ball, screaming, halt. He's got to bend it. I don't think he has. I think he can just see it. This is a plant I said wasn't ridiculously hard. And he's knocked it in. A ripple of applause as well. Got a funny little anchor. He can just sort of get the cue up and stab this into the corner. Pull back for the 8-ball in the bottom left. It's another Declan Brennan master finish.
It's so good.
Brilliant.
Declan the Destroyer is playing pool from another planet.
And also what we've seen earlier, this well for so long, you know, without having a bit of a dip.
Well, this won't be a surprise what I'm about to say. I can think of one bloke who's done it in the last couple of years.
Cousins.
You know exactly who. Those two at the minute, that's the level.
But you always get, Tom will always have a tournament where he goes out very early. He won't get anything off the break and he'll have a bit of a savage day. And, you know, I just don't know. Just the way Declan's taking out some of these finishes.
Yeah.
It's the thinking, it's the imagination of the shots, and but yeah, it's cousin-esque. Now look, he's looking at a plant there, and he's taking a yellow. He's just going to come into that yellow. Oh. Knocks it out superbly. Is he on the one at the bottom? I think he might be. If that's the case, the only yellow he's got tied up now is next to the black ball. And Eddie thought he had a big comeback last night. Well, oh my word, stop it, Declan Brennan.
He really is just out of this world at the moment, isn't he?
Really on the front foot as well now, attacking at all angles. Eddie probably feeling a bit vulnerable over there. You're bound to. Your opponent is throwing the kitchen sink at you now. Perfect angle, and he's wasting little time as well. He's just going through these balls. Picture postcard pull. It really is. Declan Brennan is an artist of pull. And at the moment he's trying to paint his masterpiece.
It's proper, this. It's really, really proper. Absolutely elite from Declan Brennan. Just doing a little bit of small maths there, Tony. He's played in a World Championships quarter-final and a World Championships semi-final. He's won 15 of them. Against Ben Doyle and Eddie Barker. Ultimate pool pros. Not just any old muggings.
No.
What a break.
Look at the cue ball, dead straight coming up the table.
Relentless. Absolutely
it's now,
relentless.
You know, it's looking like last night again. Eddie hasn't moved from that spot. More like a mannequin over there at the moment. Played that perfectly. And this, well, 7-1. Declan Brennan smashing more dishes than if he was at a Greek wedding. This is absolutely relentless. This one did come out nice for him. He hasn't had to work as hard as the other two he had before, but the tide is going in one direction and one direction only.
I don't care who is lining up against Declan Brennan at the moment. No one can live with this. Just perfection from the destroyer. 7-1. I just saw in the top left of my picture there a second ago, just Declan Brennan just rubbing his right knee there. And I can tell you, on his way back from his comfort break, which is a report, on his way back into the arena, he gave that right knee a right old whack. And it caused him about a minute of real pain and having to sort of just screw his head back on. So not ideal preparation for frame number 9 for Dec, but seems to be okay now.
Yeah, no, I don't like to bang my knee or bang my drum either when I was playing. But yeah, it's I don't think it's going to affect him. I think it'd be more than a broken knee. I think Eddie would rather he banged his arm where he couldn't grip his cue anymore, or broke his cue on the way back. That'd be handy.
Yeah, maybe.
And said, right, you can only play with a chair leg now. But yeah, real uphill battle now for Eddie Barker. We saw one tremendous fight back he had last night against Zach Shepherd. Has he got another one in him against the beast of all beasts at the moment in Declan Brennan? I think even if you don't miss another ball, if you're Eddie Barker, I still think you're in a heck of a lot of trouble, because
you're relying on Declan to miss a dry break. And then he's breaking beautifully, and as soon as he's at the table, it looks like he can take out any finish.
At least this gives him a chance to rest his knee. He's got his hand out. I'll have a little rest here.
He looks comfortable enough, doesn't he?
I'm trying to think. Well, you must have banged it on. There's a railing thing, isn't there? Just as you come round that bit from when you come through from the toilets and then round by that little bar area, and there is a metal railing, and it does have a little protruding bit coming out of it. I wonder if you just walked into that.
You sound like you're speaking from first-hand experience.
Yeah, but hit it 4 times last night, usually with a pint of Guinness in my hand. No, it is. You have to be aware of it, because you just step round it, and it's. He's obviously being very keen to get back in the arena, not really looked, and he clipped his knee on it, but I'm sure he'll be fine.
Made of tough stuff.
He's no wimp. That's Declan Brennan. It's a destroyer. Come on. Length of the table red, and look at this from Eddie Barker. How would you like that for a shot?
Fantastic from Batman.
Very nicely done there, playing that red off that yellow. Well, black ball. Can he put the red in the middle and screw behind it, or does he have to sort of nudge it half ball? Not a gimme. Has it come enough? I think it might have done. There you see, it will go past that yellow. Not all the pocket. He's got 3/4 of it. Perfect. Brilliant, brilliant finish there from Eddie Barker.
(7-2) in front. Eddie Barker has stopped the rot, but Declan Brennan looking to continue where he left off the last time he was at the table. Big break. Didn't get all of it.
Oh, look at this lot.
Look at this.
Oh.
That's 8. That's how you're thinking with Declan Brennan at the moment. It will have to be yellows.
That face says it all. And I'll tell you what he's doing there is that he's looking up at the big screen, because there is the big screen behind the table there, so people right at the back can watch this match as well. And he's looking, waiting for the camera to see if that 8-ball goes past the red at the bottom, I'm sure, because he knows the yellows are gone. Well, judging by the way, Declan is very quick to get down there. He must have had a glance over there at that 8-ball. It must go, because he's got himself into gallop mode. And like I say, if the 8-ball goes past the red, it's 8-2. So just to roll into the middle next. And it has to, because he would have definitely addressed the situation.
It goes. See there's, I think if you're anywhere close to it, essentially, I think you fancy yourself.
You see, get the shadows off the ball from the overhead slightly, and it makes the balls look a little bit larger than they are.
It definitely goes.
Nice angle, because he can put quite a bit of top on the cue ball here. So play the cue ball off the side red and right up behind the black with a bit of side.
Yeah, he's comfy. This rate 2 away. Relentless from Declan Brennan. Magnificent from Declan Brennan. And there's the angle to show it. It flies in.
8-2.
Absolutely awesome.
A lot of interest will switch to the team later as well. The playoff, I believe. Eddie, good break. Made 2 reds. Should I say 1 red? It was enough to keep him at the table. Not quite the same break that Declan Brennan had just before. Not as inviting, let's say. Interesting Where that red over the bag with the yellow tucked right behind it, top left. For me, I think I'd pot a yellow, go right up the top, play loss of turn, try and leave 𝗍𝗃𝗍 stuck to the yellow at the top so he's bridging over the top, coming down the table. I think that's his only sort of way he can try and carve out an opening here, Eddie.
Depends. If you can see the red and can pop the red, I think you go for it. Yeah, I don't mind this from Batman, because that's a really easy 3-ball plant at the top of the table, and I think there's scope to go. He could have done with the cue ball not being where it is, mind, because he's got a thin clip to bottom left. The one that he's sort of obviously on, I think he wants to use that as his 3-ball plant ball.
I'd rather have yellows in this frame, that purely because I think they're in a better position. I think red's a bit awkward. Is that one that's to the just up further than this one? I don't know.
He's not come far enough across. I think he really wanted that 3-ball plant.
Gone for the double back.
It's tough.
Oh, he's not going to put 𝗍𝗃𝗍 on the yellow at the bottom, is he? Ooh, not quite. That would have been absolute disaster, and the one yellow he can't get on, or very hard to get on. So, and 𝗍𝗃𝗍 can't play that shot I said earlier now. He can't play that loss of turn because it's obviously now the red is free in that central part of the table. It will go into the right-hand centre, so no loss of turn there for 𝗍𝗃𝗍. It's going to be quite tricky for the Northern Irishman to try and get safe here. He's playing a loss of turn.
Oh,
stop
look
it.
At the cue ball.
Oh.
Look at the reaction he's got on that.
To get that to go past, to follow in is ridiculous. That's really tough. Normally they just, at that pace, they normally stay there. The second ball, I mean.
Look how far he's brought the cue ball back. I bet he can't believe how far that's come.
Does the yellow go into the top left?
Because he needed to be above that yellow, basically. Anywhere above the level, the yellow that he's just below now, and he can get out. Right now, I think it's really tough. Although, when does that stop Declan Brennan?
I wonder if Giuseppe 𝗍𝗍𝗍 is watching this.
I hope for his sake he isn't.
He's gone for the top corner. Has he got it? Of course he's got it.
It's silly. It's silly. It's silly.
And it's still not easy. He's going to have to play a very delicate shot into the left-hand middle now. Probably. Will he pinch him in a little bit right-hand side? Doesn't need to, I don't think. Then pop the other side. Hello! Look at that, the butterfly shot. Ha! And we see that with six yellows, but there we are, the first time we'll actually a live butterfly on the table. Or was it a moth?
Well, you're the sort of the biologist of the group, Tony.
Well, it would only be a moth if Simon Webb was actually here and had opened his wallet. But this is just now, you know, this guy is playing pool in another stratosphere. It's just, it would be so disheartening to to play against, even though you've got to just sit there and admire it. You can't do anything else. And you say, look, this is a guy completely in the groove, on top of his game. He's at a level that you just, this is where you strive at any sport to reach. Well, he nearly missed a simple ball there. What can you say? What can you say?
Yeah, I'm
It's
applauding
fabulous
as well. It's just magnificent. It's just magnificent.
In this tournament, just
I think there's
obscene.
I think there's a case to be made that he and 𝗏𝗃𝗃 are on the sort of the podium together, if you like. I think if Tom Cousins gets out of the 64 and into sort of arena matches, he's a completely different animal. But what I'd pay to see for these two to be planted in an arena in a big crowd, long race. Repeat Agadir 2 years ago, repeat the Pro Series final from 6 weeks ago.
We're talking Messi and Ronaldo.
You've said it. That's what it is. That they are this generation of pool players. They are this generation's Potson, Hill, Melling and Appleton, whoever you want to pick. They're that good.
Holgate and Jameson. That would have been a great pool doubles partnership, should I say.
I don't think your back's that strong.
Yeah, you'd be carrying meat. Especially when you got that old Riley cue out. Dusted it down. Well, Eddie Barker at the table. Ronan McCarthy there in the background. He's off. Silly enough. Probably thinks his buddy's over the line pretty much, and you really can't see any way back for Eddie Barker. Not done an awful lot wrong either to be where he is. You can't say it's Eddie Barker's poor play that's got him there. It's just unfortunate that he's landed in a semi-final against one of the great players playing this game, but also playing to his highest level. He's come with his A game tonight. And Eddie jaws the red.
And the thing is, if you're Eddie here, it's so difficult to keep yourself in it. Do you know what I mean? He's been battered and bruised over the course of the last 10 frames. And for as professional as he is, and for as good as he is still only human. And right now, he's staring down the barrel of a defeat. He knows it. And it's so difficult to continue to play your best pool. It really is.
And again, once again, if you're Giuseppe, who's sat there in the final, even if he's not watching this, which I think would have had a little look. But Eddie Barker's his teammate in England's side. And when he looks at the scoreline and thinks, how's he doing that to my buddy? And that tells its own story, because Giuseppe knows Eddie doesn't come with a bad game. If he gets beat, he gets beat in close matches. He's a real battler. Very thin cut red down into the corner, covers the bag. Well, for every question Eddie Barker has asked, Declan Brennan has had the answer.
Oh, God, yeah.
He's asked another by covering the bottom two corners. So what will 𝗘𝗃𝗲𝗃 do with this? Okay then. A little cushion cannon pop shot. Of course that was coming. Does he play the yellow into the middle and knock the red away from that bottom right-hand corner of Eddie's? Does he fancy playing more shots, the combos and skill shots? He's had the full repertoire tonight.
Yeah, his performance against Ben Doyle was magnificent. Obviously it was. He won 9-0. At the early going, there was a bit of back and forth. Ben definitely had his chances early. Didn't take them. Declan capitalised. But I never got the sense, even in that 9-0, that he didn't have to play an amazing pool to win 9-0. He played a great level, obviously, because, you know, he went and won 9-0. But some of the finishes he's taken out in this match have been a level above. The sort of finishes that other players just don't get. And I think he's skilling this. Oh.
I was about to say, this guy's going game from here with Eddie covering both the two bottom corners.
Imagine being that confident. Imagine having that level of confidence.
I mean, I'm looking at it thinking, he's not thinking of anything else but taking the finish out and winning his frame to get himself into the final from there. And he has that shot mastered as well, by the way. A lot of players, you know, it is, you fancy the top pros to get it more times than not, but he has got a mastery of that shot from different, from different distances, and it's a different shot. You know, the closer you are, the further away you are. However, is he going to play loss of turn here?
I think he's going to play the one to bottom left and screw across and clear the red. He's looking at something.
I think he might play loss of turn here and screw the cue ball back to the top rail.
Yeah, okay. Exactly what he's done. Yeah. It's clever. He's left Eddie absolutely nothing. There's no extra prizes for clearing in one visit.
Playing the right shot at the right time.
Yeah.
And he always says the right shot's the right shot, and it's Declan that comes out with that. No matter how you're feeling, you've got to take it on, play the right shot at the right time.
Yeah, I always remember that. He said that in an interview after his World Masters.
It was with you, sir.
In 2023 in Morocco. It was him and Tom Cousins. It was 9-all in the Masters final. And he had to play a really tough combination shot, first shot.
And ignore an easier one.
Yeah,
but because that would have been the wrong way to go around the finish.
Yeah, and he said to me, you know, there was never a second thought of playing the combination shot, even though it's first shot. And if you miss it, you're handing away the frame, the title, the match. He said there was never a second thought. The right shot's the right shot. I had to take it on, and he did so beautifully.
He hasn't just left him through the gap there, is he, onto that yellow between black and red. If he has, he's just opened up the pathway for Declan to skip his way through into the world final.
Oh, he has. It's the one thing he didn't want to happen.
Has he gone a bit too far? He has. Well, now when he plays this into the middle, he's rubbing into that red. Will he be able to rub that red out of the way far enough that he gets out of the way of the black going in, or can he play this in dead weight and not move the red enough to cover the black? Well, he goes in clean. He teased us.
Fantastic.
I have to say, and I'm going to say this because he's going to go out here, that is one of the best displays I have ever seen by a pool player in my time of playing and commentating on this game. So, massive round of applause for this man here. Incredible performance. And I'm going to leave it to you, JMO, to finish off.
It's been pulled from another planet from Declan Brennan. He has been awesome. Exceptional, exceptional performance. Eddie Barker shares a handshake, a smile and a hug. Very magnanimous in defeat, and he'll be so disappointed, Eddie, but he also knows there's zero shame in being defeated by that performance. Northern Ireland teammates congratulate their star man, and they're going to have to play a match very, very shortly as the teams are about to go back on for the playoffs.